Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now? He's like, no, I want to wait till 2026. I'm like, okay.
To put on weight?
Put all the steroids, every steroid thing.
I would watch. Here's the thing. I would watch
it. And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever, I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
No. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous. He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as a 100% win for Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua reacted strongly to Jake Paul after new PED allegations surfaced. Joe Rogan suggested that Jake wants extra time to gain weight and possibly use steroids before facing Joshua. Jake has stated he will fight AJ in 2026, not 2025, fueling speculation about his preparation and physical transformation.
That Dubois guy, though, holy man, the way he took out Anthony Joshua.
I know.
Yeah, Jake wants to fight Anthony Joshua now?
I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's.
Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now? He's like, no, I want to wait till 2026. I'm like, okay.
To put on weight?
Put all the steroids, every steroid they have.
I would watch. Here's the thing. I would watch
venom. Oh, by the way,
scorpion venom.
Rollo reached out to me, John Rollo, my boy, and he sells this blue scorpion. He wants to get you some, Jordan.
I'll have some.
All right, I'll have him send you some.
Get on
I'll
take
some
quadruple
too.
doses, like
yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna find out if I get poisoned.
Yeah, just.
What are we doing? We're drinking venom from scorpions?
That is weird.
That's weird. He's got the dopest tattoos.
One of the biggest discussions in boxing right now is whether Jake Paul is taking performance-enhancing substances, PEDs. Many fans and analysts have pointed out that Jake has gained size and speed at an unnatural rate. His body transformation in such a short period has raised eyebrows, especially as he continues to defeat professional fighters with only a few years of boxing experience.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever, I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro.
Like
there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
Actually, like, what do you think it is that about Jake that makes people say that he's on something? Like, what? Like, is it just the fact that he's progressed so much in the sport?
Like, I don't know why I couldn't put any weight on, and you were able to put on. You said 230.
I can gain weight so easy.
This is why Jake Paul is on PEDs. Within this past year, Jake Paul has literally hit a second puberty and aged like 10 years. Furthermore, he has acne and his hairline is receding like crazy. And people like Jake Paul are going to the best skin doctors in the world and probably are taking hair loss products that aren't even approved for the rest of us. Now, I'm not saying that Jake Paul necessarily took a steroid to make him look bigger, but he's definitely taking something that allows him to recover faster. That way he's able to train more and get better at boxing quickly.
Jake Paul is not just targeting Anthony Joshua, he has also called out Alex Pereira, the former UFC champion. This move has shocked many in the combat sports world because Pereira is known for his striking ability and knockout power. While Jake's confidence is undeniable, many believe he is biting off more than he can chew by challenging such high-level fighters.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever, I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro. Like, there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
He has a terrible build, bro. If he was taking shit.
Observers have pointed out that Jake Paul is developing acne, looking more aged, and experiencing drastic changes in his physique. His belly, which was not well defined earlier in his career, has now transformed into a sculpted and muscular body. This rapid shift has led some to speculate that he may be taking PEDs to gain an unfair advantage in the ring.
All of Jake Paul's power is coming from those PEDs that he's injecting. He has all this acne. Oh, his chin grew, or he's all red. These are all signs.
I see all those allegations all the time, but I need to see the evidence.
Up until we're provided with evidence that he is taking PEDs, and I'm not going to accuse him of that.
Is there a possibility that he's taking PEDs? Of course there is. But you can't just see his body transformation and completely say with 100% certainty that he's taking PED.
Boxing fans have questioned how Jake Paul has been able to defeat professional fighters after just 4 years of training. Traditionally, boxers spend a lifetime developing their skills before competing at an elite level. Some believe Jake's rapid improvement is due to his hard work, while others argue that something unnatural might be helping him along the way.
Over it. Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be happening to taking PEDs, are you?
Listen, if you want to build in excuses right now,
No, I'm just asking.
go ahead.
Because I was just wondering, I
Go
looked at
ahead.
your face, it looked kind of serious. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox, you know, those are signs of the PEDs.
I'm enraged. I'm not enraged at all.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all. Okay.
No, sir.
That's
Do you think
what
he's
I
on
feel like.
PEDs?
I don't care. You better.
Jake Paul himself has responded to these allegations. In a recent interview, he acknowledged that people think he is on steroids and called the rumors bizarre. He insists that his transformation is due to hard work, proper nutrition, and rigorous training. However, skepticism remains, especially among boxing purists who doubt his legitimacy.
Once I'm slightly older, I'm basically going to drink tequila and intermittent fast.
What's Jake Paul going to look like after his boxing career?
People think I do steroids and all this shit, so I have a plan because I think it's bizarre. That's like the only excuse they can come up with is like rigged fights. Jake Paul does steroids. So after boxing, I'm going to do a cycle of steroids to show people what Jake Paul on steroids actually looks like, because I want to shut people the up.
Sports analyst Simon Jordan has weighed in on Jake Paul's boxing journey, calling it unusual and somewhat unrealistic. He believes that transitioning from being a YouTuber to challenging legends like Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez does not sit well with the traditional boxing community. While Jake has brought entertainment to the sport, some argue that he has not earned the right to face elite-level boxers.
As a boxing purist, it doesn't sit well, but as a normal working class lad, I've been asked by builders, would you fight Jake Paul for £5 million? I never got £5 million for fighting anyone else in a fight, so it's the silliest question in the world. I've been retired 7 years. I'm still very confident. If you give me 3 weeks to get off the couch, I'll probably still beat him with one hand. It's not. Yeah. He's not a good fighter, so it's not even being disrespectful to him. As a YouTuber, as a presenter in what he does, he blows me out the water. That's his line of work. But you're stepping into boxing, another profession. Now, to call it like Canelo out, I think is disrespectful. To call Anthony Joshua out is lunacy. But we know why it's happening and why he does it.
Forget Jake Paul.
Forget
Jake
a lot of tickets.
Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's going to do what Jake Paul does. But Anthony Joshua, and with respect to you and what you did and didn't earn in your career, Anthony Joshua has earned a king's ransom. Yeah. So he doesn't need to be fiddle with this, does he? Yeah.
No, he doesn't. But again, all I keep seeing from people out there is, when is enough enough? And I get that. But when you're retired at 33, 34, and you've got to make that last, now you've got more experience than me in this, dealing with a lot of footballers in the past as well, and business people who have to make a certain amount of budget last. It's the easiest money you'll probably ever make.
Tommy Fury, who defeated Jake Paul in their previous fight, has shared his thoughts on Paul's ambitions. Fury revealed that he fought Jake with a broken hand and still managed to win. Now, Jake wants to fight Anthony Joshua, a much more experienced and powerful fighter. Fury suggests that this move may be more about publicity than an actual competitive challenge.
I wanted to give a little opinion on everything I've been seeing on social media lately. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Just wanted to come in here and remind everybody that bum couldn't beat me when I basically had a broken hand. I had one hand and he still lost. Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy, and everybody weighing this fight up, don't bother, because he ain't worth a shilling. And the loss will always be there, Mr. Paul. Take it easy and have a good day.
Gareth A. Davies discusses a potential fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, highlighting the massive payday, possibly around $50 million, that Jake could earn. He points out the major size and power difference, with Joshua standing 6 feet 7 inches and significantly heavier than the 6 feet 2 inches Paul.
I'm not sure Anthony Joshua's going to play the game like everyone else. And it could be fairly calamitous, I think, if Joshua stepped into a ring with Jake Paul. But we're going to watch it because we want to see Jake Paul get knocked the F out. We do. Everyone wants to see it. I mean, I've even said it to him. I was looking forward to Mike Tyson him knocking him the fuck out. Doesn't surprise me. He's looking for the biggest names out there, and it just shows that he's prepared to put himself on the line to promote himself.
Would it be more competitive than the Ngannou fight, in your opinion, or less?
That's a very good analogy. It's a very good comparison. Much less competitive. I mean, I think it's got to be at that level of exhibition bout. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous. He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as a 100% win for Anthony Joshua.
He emphasizes Joshua's knockout power, comparing it to a plumbing mule kick. While acknowledging Joshua's past struggles against skilled boxers, he suggests that the matchup would still generate huge interest and be a spectacle for fans. Despite giving many boxers their biggest paydays, Jake Paul has also been disrespectful toward boxing legends.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua, exclusive, because I know that I will.
I'm so sorry for my English, but I have to. See, Jake Paul does lots of good things. He has a camp for kids where he, I guess, gives training and coaching and gloves and environment for kids in Puerto Rico. He helped lots of boxers to get the bigger purse than they deserve. He has done some good things. But, and you are kind of trying to be on his side, but then he says something like that. Like, you almost are on his side, and then he says, I want to fight Anthony Joshua and Canelo at the same night, or whatever. Jake, fighting Anthony Joshua and Canelo is not fighting Tyron Woodley or 60 years old Mike Tyson with Alzheimer's. Anthony Joshua is able to literally kill you. No doubt. If his mission is to kill you on the ring, he will kill you. You lost against Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury won against you. What Anthony Joshua? What Canelo, my friend? Canelo, you would need the liver replacement after Canelo fight. I promise you. I don't know. So stop doing that shit. Do the good things you are doing, and we will be on your side. Just stop saying crazy shit like this.
He often uses trash talk and social media callouts to provoke fighters, including Anthony Joshua. While this generates hype and sells fights, it has also led many boxing fans to question whether Paul truly respects the sport. Unlike Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua has faced some of the best boxers in history. One of his toughest challenges was against Alexander Usyk, who is considered one of the most technically gifted fighters in the world. Usyk managed to defeat Joshua twice, proving that even elite-level heavyweights can struggle against world-class competition. This raises further doubts about Jake Paul's chances against Joshua.
Once the belts were finally out of my possession, which I was expecting to win, it just kind of tore me apart. And that's raw emotion live on your screen. Obviously, looking back, could I have dealt with things better? Yeah, of course. But at the time, that wasn't the priority. It was just outpour of emotion.
There are so many athletes we're seeing across gymnastics, cricket, rugby and football that have taken time out of their sport to deal with their mental health before coming back in. Did you at any point in that period think, I need to take an extended break away from boxing before coming back in?
It wasn't the fact I needed to take a break. You know what it was? I actually watched a lot of fighters, they've taken time out of the game for those reasons as well. And I think, okay, if they've done it, I should be doing it. But I got to look at myself as an individual. And what it is, I feel like if I take time out, I'm letting everyone catch up. And I want to be ahead of the game.
One of the biggest criticisms of Jake Paul's call-out of Anthony Joshua is that he already lost to Tommy Fury, who is still relatively inexperienced in professional boxing. If Jake struggled against Fury, how can he expect to compete with a world-class fighter like Joshua? This has led many to believe that his challenge is more about grabbing attention than a serious attempt at fighting elite competition.
You have got to be taking the mick. Jake Paul has called out Anthony Joshua and claims, I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass. You know what? I want this to happen just so Anthony Joshua could just absolutely decimate this man right here. So first he fights Tommy Fury, a legitimate professional boxer, and he loses. Then he fights an OAP in Mike Tyson and beats him. Obviously, he's nearly 60 years old. Then he goes to try and fight Canelo, which fell through, thankfully. Then he tried to fight Tank Davis, which again fell through. And now he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, a legit world-level heavyweight boxer. Anthony Joshua is someone that I've always looked up to and probably one of my favourite boxers to this day and age. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Jake Paul here and there, but there's just things he does in the sport that I don't agree with at all. And fighting Anthony Joshua, listen, I'm all here for it, just to see him get knocked clean out. The fact that he thinks he can compete with these high-level boxers, even though he lost to Tommy Fury, is just laughable. But how long does it take for Anthony Joshua to knock Jake Paul out? I'm saying 5 seconds.
Jake Paul's ambitions are not limited to boxing, but he has also expressed interest in fighting UFC superstar Conor McGregor. Paul believes that while his boxing skills are improving, McGregor is on the decline due to age and inactivity. By targeting McGregor, Paul is continuing his strategy of calling out big names to gain more exposure in combat sports.
You think McGregor's done?
I think he has to come back and fight, but he needs to win.
Will he fight you?
I don't think he will. I think my skill level is outgrowing his in boxing, and I have the height advantage. He can't beat me, and I think he probably knows that. And time, he's only getting older, and I'm only getting better.
Another fighter that Jake Paul has mentioned fighting is Tank Davis. Davis recently fought Lamont Roach and is currently looking for new challenges. However, there is a major issue: weight class differences. Jake Paul fights at a much heavier weight, while Davis is a lightweight. If Jake wants this fight to happen, he would have to drop a significant amount of weight, which could impact his future fights, including a possible showdown with Joshua in 2026. Joe Rogan has weighed in on the situation, suggesting that Jake Paul wants more time before facing Anthony Joshua. Rogan speculates that Jake might be looking to gain weight and possibly use steroids to prepare for the fight. Instead of fighting Joshua in 2025, Jake has stated that he will fight him in 2026, giving himself an extra year to bulk up.
So a Tank Davis versus Jake Paul exhibition match was going to take place after the Lamont Roach fight, until Tank drew with Roach, leading to a rematch. Now, I'm going to say the unpopular opinion here, but the size difference would have been way too much. I mean, even if Tank brought Jake down to 190 or 200 pounds, he would have still been way too big. I mean, no matter how good a lightweight is, they would have almost no chance against a cruiserweight or heavyweight ranked top 200 in his division. And I'm sure people are going to bring up Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, but Logan is just not a good boxer relative to Jake. You know, Jake's been training for a couple years, he's had over 10 pro fights, and Mayweather was also junior middleweight in this fight, not a lightweight like Tank. But that being said, I'm glad Tank and Jake isn't happening. You know, it would have been a fun spectacle, but I'm not the biggest fan of the exhibition stuff. And instead now Tank and Roach will be rematching in June. You know, the first fight did a little over 260,000 pay-per-view buys, which isn't bad in this market. Roach absolutely deserves a second fight, so I do think the rematch will do far more numbers. And as for Jake, I want to see him fight big-name boxers around his weight class. You know, the Tommy Fury rematch, for example, he's undefeated. The first fight did a little over 800,000 pay-per-view buys. He's around the same age range, so that's the fight I want to see, not the exhibitions. But let me know what you guys think.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.